Yo, 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 hippie soul in the building, man. Hippie soul in the building, man. Fuck is wrong with you niggas? Nah, I'm just kidding, bro. Like, welcome back to my channel. What? Oh, so like on this video, guys, I'm gonna talk to you about like past lives. You understand? Because I feel like talking about past lives too. So we're gonna talk about past lives. You understand? So like, yeah, that's how we gotta get into it. So like, you'll find somebody, right, in this lifetime who's going through a very hard time. You understand? And on the other hand, you'll find someone who's having a really good time. You understand? So the main difference between these two people in terms of like the physical appearances is that you can see that that one has more material than that other one, you understand, who appears to be poor. But within, when you start to talk about the soul now and how the soul actually operates, you're gonna understand that like the person who's going through a lot of suffering, right, who's poor, who's born in an environment that is like that has so much resistance to them, you understand, that they have to go through a lot of things before they can actually get to where they want to be, compared to someone who grew up in a family where it's just there, you understand, everything is just that easy, you can just go there and take it out, you understand, it's all yours, it's there, it's inside your home, you don't have to go outside and work for it or ask for it, you understand. So like these two people, one of them, so let me start with the one who's born in an environment that has like much more resistance, and they can actually manifest the life that they want to in that environment based upon the environment, and I mean the influences that you get from that environment, you understand. And the same thing with that person who grew up in a well-off family, you know, the influences are very different, you understand. But I want us to start right there, you understand, and then we're gonna drill back so that we can understand actually what past lives is, you understand, or are. So like, yeah, man. Now, this person who grew up in a poor family, you understand, who grew up in an environment, I'm just gonna talk about environment, who grew up in an environment whereby they have to go through a lot of resistances and obstacles and all of that shit before they can be successful. Then like you have to understand that those situations, you've been carrying them from your past lives, you understand, and you've been eliminating one by one, you've been eliminating them one by one, but for the most part you can eliminate all of them in one lifetime, you understand. So like you can, because I don't even want to go into spirituality, because like in the past 2 months I've learned that a lot of people don't actually know nothing about spirituality, you understand. Like 99% of the world, like you can even bet on that word, you understand, like at least 95% of the world don't know nothing about spirituality. They still think of spirits as ghosts, you understand. So I wouldn't even go that far, but what I'm going to tell you is that your soul right now, like you have to understand that it had to travel through this experience, you understand. So now once you become trapped into one experience, say you become attached into the things that you see around here, you understand, or the things that other people have and you want to have them, or situations or people, or like you can be attached to anything, whatever that you're attached to, in a negative way. Like if you're always thinking about it in a negative way, then 9 times out of 10 you're gonna come back in this reality to finish those things, you understand? But if you were looking at them, like, you could have problems, but if you look at them in a like optimistic way, you understand, 9 times out of 10 you will not repeat those things, because you have to understand that the most important thing is you have to detach from those things, you understand? So by being optimistic, you're basically saying, okay, I can go through these things, but like, I'm already detaching my emotions from them, you understand? And then by doing that, you free yourself, and whatever next life has for you, then you're gonna experience it. They say, like, you know, in the Bible, like that, like they say in the Bible that, like, we have like we've always been coming here, you understand? So we have many more lives, and we have many more bodies, you understand? And there's like eternity, like that's the frame that I'm trying to put on what eternity means, you understand? It means that we have infinite bodies, we have infinite consciousness, we have infinite information, we have infinite light, you understand? Which is the light that we have to use to create this experience, to align with this experience, you understand? Because everything is light. So what we do basically is we align with these lights, you understand, that we call our soul, you understand? And for every light that is within you, there is a reflection of it in the outside, you understand? In everything. Say maybe today the world gets wiped off, like people become extinct, you understand? Let's say today people become extinct. Look, you are still going to experience life as you know it, with or without people, you understand? And that's where, like, you're gonna understand that the people that you know, that you naturally have, that you were naturally driven into having an attachment into, like your parents, you were naturally driven into having an emotional attachment to them, but they are not necessarily the only people who can look after you. You can be looked after by another person, understand? And you can actually develop that same connection with them, like it's your mother or your father, until you actually know that, okay, this person is not my biological. That's when you're gonna start to experience resistance, you understand? So like past lives, you have to understand that, like, past lives are those lives, like how you can look at your past life right now. Like, if you want to see your past life, what should you look at right now? You can look at the things that you feel like you need to do, you understand? Like, not like, okay, say maybe you feel like it's your gift or your talent to play football, you understand? It's your gift and your talent to play football, but like, you ended up manifesting situations whereby you have to go through school first, you understand, for you to be a football star. And you know naturally that that's the thing that you need to do, and that's the only thing that you want to do to inspire others, you understand? But because of the situations that be happening, you're gonna think that, oh, it's probably not the right time. And you don't know time, you don't know nothing about time. Like, time might end any time for you, you understand? So you have to eliminate these things every day, so that you can now have a clear past life, you understand? Once you start to eliminate these things, like, anyway, I'm gonna drop this another video on this topic. So I was saying, like, why do people, like, why don't we live forever? You know, what's the reason that we don't live forever? So, like, I'll drop another video on it, you understand? So now, these past lives, you might not know, you will not know in a period of 80, 100 years how many past lives you have lived. But if you can live for about 1,000 years, you can probably remember 1,000 of your past lives, you understand? If you have went through so many past lives, you understand? So now, I don't know, like, I'm not going to say, like, okay, so like, when you look at your current life right now, the way that you live in, the things that you are attached to, the things that you are inclined and, like, what's the word, inspired by, you understand? All of those things, if you look at them, those are the things that you've went through, and the things that you've went through, they are going to be easy for you to accomplish again on this life, you understand? Those are your natural talents, your natural, like the natural things that you do, like the things that you do naturally, and people think that, yo, this is the hardest thing for me, but for you it's like natural, you understand? So if you can, like, look at them like on those terms, that, like, the things that you do naturally are those things that you have done in your past lives. So anything that you're gonna do that is easy for you is probably something that you shouldn't waste your time doing, you understand? And if it's something that is very hard, you understand, that is very hard, let's not even go to the word hard. Let's start something that you experience resistance. Like, for example, if you need to go to school, you understand, you have to go to, like, other kids, when they get to school, they just become excited on their first day of school, you understand? And we have other kids who, like, yes, they won't be excited, but they just like, oh, fuck it, I understand, I just go to school, you know, I just go to school. And there are others who would say, no, like, no, I don't want that place, like, I don't want school at all, you understand? You should know that that's the thing, that's one thing that you were worried about in your past life, that you regretted in your past life because you couldn't do or you didn't do, and now you have manifested it on this life so that you can do it again, so that you can be able to have the chance to do it, understand? So now how it looks on the internal world is that, like, it's something that you feel resistance every time you try to do it. You feel resistance, but you know you need to do this thing, you know. So, like, the other thing again about past lives, like, if it's something that is, like, now let's not talk about things, let's talk about people. If you come across a person, right, say your friend, your close friend, he's your neighbor, she's your neighbor, you know, you guys have a good relationship, you know, but there are certain things about this person that you feel like it's all about percentage, you understand? So if it's like, if you feel like it's like 90% of the things that they do, or how they act, or how they are, like, if it's 90% of that you like, that you don't feel comfortable around this person when they start doing them or saying them or looking at them, if it's that kind of person, then you know 9 times out of 10 that person is somebody who you shouldn't be around, you understand? Because it's someone who you was so worried about, understand, or who you feared so much that, like, you followed their state of being, you understand? You followed them through their state of being as a spirit. Subconsciously you ended up following them, you know. It's probably someone that you died with, or someone that you died fighting with, you understand? Or someone that you had a very, like, you had a very strong aggression against, you understand? Or strong negative thought or vibe against. So it's probably that someone was like your enemy in your past life, you understand? So, like, if it's that kind of situation, or if it's a situation whereby this person, you are naturally drawn to this person, you understand? You just, like, it's easy for you, like, you might meet up today for the first time, like, the conversation will go like you guys have known each other forever, you understand? Like, it won't be on some, like, conversation, but it's going to be on some, like, vibration level, you understand? You're gonna feel like this person I can spend the whole of my life with. 9 times out of 10 you've spent, like, your whole life with that person. That person was probably your real true friend in your past life, you understand? So now you've manifested them again. Like, you have to understand that there are those kinds of people all over, like, there are those kinds of spirits all over. So don't be confused by a body. Look at the energy behind the body, you understand? then you're gonna know what kind of spirit that is, and then you're gonna know if you've been with this spirit in a past life or not. You understand? Because some of them you've never been with them, like talking like this, but from a distance, you is that those kind of people that you would see and say like, no, this type of person, I wouldn't talk to them, you know. So those kinds of energies just show you that this person doesn't resonate with the level that I'm at a spiritual level. You understand? So me training myself to talk to this person, it will be an injustice for me. You understand? So I'd rather have this person raise their level of consciousness and then they'll come to me. Or when they are at that level, I'm just going to recognize it, you understand, based upon how I feel about this person or how I feel about myself. The first thing. Then you're going to know the reflection, if it's a wrong reflection or if it's the right reflection that you're looking for, you know. So like, yeah, guys, now how do you fucking like stop manifesting the things or the situations or the people that you don't want in this life? Like, how do you get rid of the things that have been, like, you have to understand that your spirit, when God creates your spirit, just to put it in those terms, when God creates your spirit, He gives it the free will, you understand, to create for itself, to create an environment, to create the situation, to create friends, to create accomplices, to create everything that is gonna need for it to stand firm and comfortable, you understand, as a spirit in a journey, you understand. It might be a human journey, it might be an animal journey, but like, you have to understand that we come from animals before we can even become humans. We come from bugs before we can even become animals. We come from bacteria before we can even become bugs. We come from atoms before we can even become whatever. We come from thoughts before we can even become atoms. You understand? And before we can even become thoughts, we were frequencies. You understand? Spirits in different frequencies, in different levels of God, if you can put it. So now you are at these different levels of God, right? Some spirits are in the third level dimension physically, but spiritually they are in the fifth and sixth. Some of us, like, let me tell you what, like 100% right now, everyone who's alive on planet Earth is in the fourth level dimension, and we are getting ready to move into the fifth. You understand? As a species, as human, and including our planets, but obviously, I mean, including our plants and animals, anything that is in this planet. But the difference is that the plants and the animals are experiencing it on a much more different level. You understand? And it's not all of them that like are at this level. Some of them are still animals and plants. How, like, for example, look at bugs, look at bacteria, look at fungi. Those are things that are at the second dimension. You understand? So we are at the third dimension with other animals. Animals are at the third dimension naturally. A third dimension is an animalistic nature level, you understand, from third below. And then from from sixth downwards is like intellectual, you understand. And then from ninth downwards is like divinity, godliness, you understand. And then higher is then where you find like the source, which many people, when they start talking about gods or God, they start talking about these gods. They don't talk about the source. You understand? So see what I'm saying? That's the problem. That right there, that's the problem. So like, as I was saying, like, when you are at this level, right, we are here to ascend, right? So we have to use these bodies to ascend. We have to use this creativity. We have to use this light. We have to use this knowledge that God gave us to ascend. You understand? So now a lot of people, when they come here, a lot of spirits, when they finish manifesting all these bodies, and then they become satisfied and comfortable in one body, they stuck there. It's like getting a job and then working at that job until you become depressed, knowing that, okay, now I need to move away from this job because I'm not getting enough money. But then you wait until you become depressed, then you want to move out of the job, and you know you won't happen because depression comes with a lot of mental blockages, whatever. So we're gonna take another 2 years trying to overcome that depression. and then that's when you're gonna have another job, or like take your life into another course. You understand? So now, how to avoid repeating the past life situations, and so that you can have a clean slate. Because if you can clean this way, then you won't have any preconceived notions, ideas, and like anything that you have in your mind that you think is going to be like because traumas, past life traumas are still here with you. That's why there are some things that you still fear, because you feel like if I do this, it's gonna happen like how it happened in the past life. You understand? So avoid doing that. You understand? Do what is right. We all have intuition. Intuition tells you what to do, what not to do. But a lot of people ignore their intuition and start blaming God. So like, yo, I'm out, man. See you on the next one. Hippie soul in the building, man. See what I mean?